Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us for our first Philly Friday of the year. We are recording on Thursday, April 4th. This episode is going to be put out on Friday, tomorrow, April 5th. Hence why it's Philly Friday. How you doing, Chris?
I am very excited. I've been very excited about Philly Friday since we came up with the idea. So I'm excited that we finally get to start.
Absolutely. Can you see Callie in this?
Oh yeah, hi Callie. Callie's excited for Philly Friday too.
Yes, she is. All right, so let's take it away. Phillies opened the season at home against the Atlanta Braves, dropped the first two, and then won the last one. Bats are cold. Nola is a disaster, and the bullpen is a disaster.
Yeah, so we're right back to 2018 or whatever it is. We can't hit the ball. We had three great outings from our pitchers. Zach Wheeler threw a gem, and we just didn't capitalize on it because the bullpen came in and was a disaster class. Aaron Nola had the best bedwetting job I've ever seen in my life. Sheets are still stained, I think. Like it was just horrible. And then we won the game that Ranger Suarez pitched. Bryce Harper didn't play in, and we had like all the backup guys in. So riddle me that.
Yeah, not really sure what to take away other than the at bats certainly seemed to not have a whole lot of discipline in them. I saw a lot of first pitch swinging, which when you have guys on the team that rely on walking as much as they do, wasn't the most promising thing. I understand what they were trying to do with, kind of put pressure on these pitchers early, but at the end of the day, if you're not getting on base out of it, what's the use?
And you know what? To be fair, too, that's how we beat them in playoffs. We were swinging first pitch fastball on Spencer Strider, and we were occasionally hitting it out of the park. Nick Castellanos did it twice. The issue is that Nick Castellanos somehow lost the ability to hit the baseball.
Yeah. Yeah, his at bats were pretty rough to watch.
Yeah, we'll get into him later. Someone asked a question about him, so thank you.
Yes. Yeah, and Aaron Nola did the Aaron Nola thing. It's like you say someone has a master class, and that's obviously when they do good, but you say a Nola master class, and every Philly fan knows that it's 4 innings, 5 earned runs.
It was tough. It was sad. It looked like we threw a AAA guy out there, and then later we did throw a AAA guy against the Reds, and guess what? He was lights out. So who knows? Aaron Nola has those games. I'm not super concerned about him for the rest of the season. Nola's a pitcher who can't miss. He doesn't throw a hard enough fastball to miss his pitches. But not only was he missing, his fastball was flat. He normally has a good foot of run on his two-seam fastball, and it was just doing nothing. And a lot of that's cold weather. The colder the weather is, the less spin a pitcher generates on the ball, the less it's going to move. For a pitcher like Nola, that is disastrous, and it was disastrous in this game. Hanging pitches, it just everything that could go wrong kind of went wrong for him.
Yeah. I really don't have anything else to add. I mean, it's a series opener against the Braves. Realistically, taking at least one of those games is about as good as anyone will do against the Braves. But just after that first game, I don't know. I thought we had it, and then evidently I didn't get to watch the end of that game, which is good for my mental health. I left to go to dinner, and it was still tied 2-2. Yeah. And then I got out of the truck, looked at my phone, and it was 9-2.
Yeah, the pen imploded. Alvarado imploded. Who else was there? Strom? Was he out there too?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just I felt like I was in 2021. Remember that year?
Yeah.
Where it was just the Phillies are winning 5-0 going into the 7th. Phils lose 8-5. Like it was like clockwork.
Yeah. I don't really have anything else that I took away from this series other than this is going to be a a matchup that you circle every time the Braves come in town or the Phillies are in Atlanta.
Yeah, and it just is what it is. I mean, we lost 2-1. At least we got one. I'm just happy we didn't get swept. We won the Ranger game. So thank goodness for that.
All right, let's move on to the second series where we also dropped 2 and took 1. Bats are still cold. Pitching was a lot better this series. That was awesome. What's not awesome are all of the errors, and on top of the errors, I want to talk about some of the base running decisions.
Oh my lord, picked off. We get picked off 3 times.
I know it was at least twice.
Rojas,
Stott,
and JT.
Yeah, I think he did.
That can't happen at the major. You can't get picked off like that, especially not Rojas, because he's such a bum to begin with.
Yeah, he's got so much on the line this season, and then to make small mental errors like that become pretty costly.
Yeah, and Stott was a mess. I mean, he had an error at second. He got picked off at first, I think. And that's not like him. I'm not too worried. As far as the errors themselves go, it was cold, it was raining, it was windy. I saw JT drop that fly ball. Should he have caught it? Yes. Would just about every catcher in Major League Baseball should catch that? Let me rephrase that. Every Major League catcher in baseball should catch that. Conditions played a factor, I'm sure. It was just one thing after another. It was those little things what are we doing? How is this? It was just miserable to watch. The bats still went cold outside of Bryce Harper's for one game, and then we went kind of back into not great territory again. Positives were Harper's 3 home run game. That was awesome. The grand slam to cap it off.
Oh, yeah.
Turnbull was excellent. That was awesome. That was so cool to watch him throw that gem.
Yeah, to get that from your 5 starter, that is that is so good. And I really hope that, obviously this isn't going to be an every outing thing, but, he showed the flashes, and now that's, if it happens again, we're not really going to be surprised.
Yeah, and I don't have it up here, but Pinto, we discussed him in our regular podcast, but for him to come from a car, show up in the 4th inning, come in the 6th inning, throw the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th shutout with 7 strikeouts is probably the most incredible feat in baseball I've ever seen in my life. That to me is more impressive than Harper's 3 home runs.
Yeah. Did you see, I forget where it was posted, but somebody had posted the drive from Rochester to the CBP. It was 5 hours and 45 minutes. Yep. So imagine being crammed in a car for that long. Get to the game as it's already going.
I'm sure. I hope the Phillies organization didn't pick him up in a 2006 Corolla.
Oh my God.
But that could not be pleasant. I've played after driving for 3 hours, and that is even horrible. So I can't imagine that long.
Yeah, let alone to, have 2 innings to prepare and then go in.
From the tunnel. He warmed up in the tunnel.
Oh my God.
It's crazy.
Yes. But already showed that he was definitely the right pick to bring up Fort Brogdon. Who
I have a lot better than he did. We need to get Nick Nelson off his damn roster too. I'm Nick Nelson's biggest hater.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Nick Nelson either.
I don't see a ceiling. I think he's hit his ceiling and it's just not good.
Yeah. I do want to hit on one other bright spot in this series, and it came from the booth.
Oh my Lord, John Kruk, God bless you.
Yes. So I thought that I found the quote of the night last night with Kruk saying that wearing Vans is the key to youth. And then he came out and told T-Mac that when they have their child together, they're going to name him Malachi.
Yeah, and let's be clear. He said when, not if. He did not say, T-Mac, if we have a kid together. He said, when we have a kid together, we're going to name him Malachi.
Yeah.
That might be the most out-of-pocket, funny statement I've ever heard him say. And he says them he's on a tear this season, dude. Every whole game he said something funny.
Yeah, and I love T-Mac's reaction where he literally could not breathe. He was laughing so hard.
He was losing it. Or did you see the game when the mascots came into the booth?
No.
So the mascots came into the booth with hot dogs because it was BOGO hot dog night. And T-Mac is like, they're giving out the hot dogs as like this sort of skit where it's like, you get one, you get one, you get one, you get one. And then Kruk starts yelling at the Philly fanatic to leave because he doesn't like him. And then tells the other mascot, like the pig, I forget what his name is. It's like Porter or something. He's like, no, you can stay. You can stay. He needs to leave. He needs to get out. Like flicking the back of his head with his tongue, like the.
Oh my god!
And and then the fanatic tried to take the hot dogs out of Kruk's arms, and Kruk wouldn't let.
That's a no.
It was He's like, what are you doing? These are mine. Like he's like yelling at the Philly fanatic.
Oh my god!
But
he's a treasure.
He is awesome. Anyone who hates John Kruk, I hate you.
All right, you got anything else to add for the series? I mean,
not really.
It was what it was.
Yeah,
we didn't get swept.
Shout out the starting pitching. That was fantastic. I'm very happy with what I saw from them.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so we did get some questions for this episode. First of which is, why do the Phillies consistently start slow? And I really do not have a good answer to this. I've been trying to figure out an answer since I read it, and I don't have a good reason. It baffles me every year when they get off to a slow start. I think they're just a summer team. That's when everything starts to click. But I don't know why, because between last season, 2023, you did have some new guys coming in. But this year too, it's just about the same core. Like almost the entire roster, spot for spot, is the same. So I really don't understand what the issue is here. I mean, they did open against the Braves, which plays into the slow start. But I know the Reds are good, but after playing the Braves, you kind of expect them to go in and take at least 2 out of 3.
Yeah, I anticipated them winning that. And I do kind of have some sort of an explanation for the slow start. A lot of the guys on our team are warm weather hitters, not in the literal sense. Like that is in the literal sense, warm weather hitters. They only hit well when it's warm out. Castellanos is one of them. Schwarber is one of them, although he's been doing pretty good lately. I'm surprised he has in pop. And I actually learned this from a sociology class regarding like how people's minds work, and we went over streaks in baseball and how people get streaky, and a lot of it can be explained with this, but most baseball players are warm weather hitters because if you've ever hit a baseball in the cold, it stings.
Yeah.
But B, most of them play or grew up playing in the southern states where it's always warm. A vast majority of major league players are from the south/out west in the warmer areas because you can play year round. The Phillies also have a lot of Dominican guys on the team. We're a big bringing in Dominican, like that's kind of our thing. And they all play in the warm all year until they come to Philadelphia. So that's definitely a potential explanation, but it doesn't explain how we go red hot in October.
Yeah. I think that's a lot of momentum, though.
Yeah, that is also true. And I mean, once they get the momentum going, it doesn't really fizzle. So that's just for whatever reason, man. It takes them a while. It could be the weather. It could be, I don't know. I don't know what else it could be. It's very bizarre. All
right, let's go into question number 2. What is Nick Castellanos doing?
Thank you for asking that. I think this is my sister. I'm pretty sure she asked this. And so if a 15-year-old girl who has not ever played a single play of baseball knows that a specific player on the Phillies is doing this poorly, then you're doing it really bad. And I wish I had an answer. He's always been streaky. He's a streaky hitter. But he can't hit. He can't even make it's like he doesn't see the ball.
Yeah, and just his chase, it's like you can see it. It's like watching Javi Baez anymore.
It is, and
with those low outside sliders, it's just Every time he bites on it.
Yep. And I was at baseball today earlier, and I told him, I was like, I'm pretty sure that we could all strike Nick Castellanos out if we just threw him 3 outside sliders. He'd swing at every single one. You could probably tell him you're going to throw it, and he's still going to swing at it. Like, it's pathetic.
Yeah, I don't know. I really hope he gets clicking again, but it's been brutal.
Yeah, it is. It's something, and I really hope that this is just he's going to get hot in a couple games, and then he'll do his thing. But, like, what does he have, 1 hit?
Something like that. Something
it's
stupid.
It's not good. He's one of the most frustrating players to watch in baseball. Him and Rhys Hoskins. Oh my lord. When Rhys is hot, he's hot. When Rhys is cold, he is stone cold dead. The issue is that Rhys takes better ABs though. Like
he was still drawing walks.
Castellanos is just stupid or something. I don't even know.
Yeah, well, hopefully we're eating these words later in the season, but
yeah, I please Nick Castellanos, save us, Nick Castellanos.
Yeah, right now it's not looking good. We need like some sort of chain of natural disasters to happen so that the headlines in the news can be bad, so he can get his superpowers.
Yeah, if we have like a really, I don't know, terrorism needs to make a comeback for Nick Castellanos to start playing better.
Agreed.
But moving along to a little lighter question.
Yes.
Brandon Marsh, the GOAT. Shout out Brady for this one.
He's just something else, man. He's really developed into a great player since we brought him over from the Angels. In a lot of other lineups, he would not be hitting. What is he batting anymore? 8th.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he'd probably be up at least 6 in a lot of other orders, but
yeah,
and his defense is amazing. It's really hard to pinpoint just one thing. I think he's just a key piece in these next few years, and I really hope we can keep him here long term. City loves him, and he obviously loves it here too.
Yeah, I mean the hair, the beard, his style of play. He's always hustling. You can tell he cares. There's a lot of players sometimes that you can tell that they just don't give a shit necessarily. Like they care about their stats and that's about it. He is 100% for the team. He loves the team. He loves the city. He loves the fans. He's a fan favorite. And I really think he should be an everyday player. I'm kind of getting sick of this stuff out when lefties come up.
Yeah, I want to talk about that because I don't know why that's been a thing as of late. Like he's clearly shown that he can hit lefties. Yes, his numbers might not be as good, but I don't understand it. He should be out there every day 100%. Granted, if he has an off day or something like that, but he needs to be out there every day, especially when you're not getting any sort of production out of Rojas in center. You can't bench a guy like that.
Yeah, no. Honestly, my everyday lineup as of right now would be Marsh in center and Pache in left because Johan Rojas can't swing a baseball bat. Like they have better luck putting one of us up there and having us just take pitches and pray to God we get walked than to have Johan Rojas swing the baseball bat.
Yeah, and I don't know, man.
I hope he figures it out. His swing looks violent. It looks choppy. It looks like he's trying to swing like Bryce Harper, but nobody is Bryce Harper.
Yeah.
Like he's the only person who can get away with that swing. So I don't know. Shout out to Brandon Marsh. And actually, I heard the stat on the broadcast yesterday. He hit 230 something against lefties. And you mean to tell me that you're okay with putting a left fielder out there who hits 0 against everybody, but you're not okay with leaving Brandon Marsh out there who hits 230 sometimes? What are we doing? What are we doing? This is like when I had the whole Kyle Schwarber leadoff debacle, which I'm okay with now because Kyle Schwarber looks like he's lost 40 pounds and he can run the bases.
Yeah, how about that?
That's awesome. Thank you, Kyle Schwarber. Kyle Schwarber said, you know what? I'm sick of this. He saw my stat projects. And he was like, I'm sick and tired of not being called a good leadoff hitter. I'm going to drop 30 pounds in the offseason and I'm going to run fast.
Yeah. I don't know. I really don't have anything else to add at this point. It's just a lot of frustration early, and just hope that these guys start to get rolling, because we've seen what they can do when they get hot.
Yeah, when they're hot, they are the best team in baseball. I thoroughly do believe that. It's just that they're so streaky, they're so inconsistent. We should talk about Wheeler a little bit. What and 2 outings by him, man. I mean, just dominance. He only has 1 earned run in the season, and it came from back-to-back doubles, which is kind of just a little unlucky. One of the doubles should have been caught by Nick Castellanos, but he's a bum. So he did it.
Circling back to what is he doing?
Yeah, oh my gosh, yeah. Even defensively, dude, what is he? He's like, he kind of did okay last year on defense. I feel like he made some good plays, and it looked like lost out there.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
But not to. I love calling professional athletes bums, as if like I could do any better. But
PSUAC All-Star.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I could go and get more walks than Nick Castellanos has. Probably not. I'd swing away. But yeah, I think that's about all I've got in the Phils. I mean, pitching looks good. We just got to start hitting the ball.
Yeah. 6 games under the belt. Quick maths, 156 to go.
Yep. Phils are going to 156 or 158 and 2 or 4, I swear.
Yeah.
But I guess I'll wind us down here since. Thank you, everybody, for listening to this Philly Friday episode of Can of Corn Podcast. As always, we appreciate your listen. We hope that you guys engage with this. We hope that you guys share it, send it around. And this could be a decent time to introduce it. Dylan, do we want to set some sort of incentive goals for our follower count or subscriber count on YouTube?
I think we should discuss and maybe ramp up, do something for like a 25 mark and then a 50 then top off that 100 burger.
Yeah, we've got a good one for 100 subs. So we're there. We'll get some milestone ones for along the way. Thank you guys for listening. And this should be up on Friday, which is tomorrow, if we're recording this Thursday. So thanks for checking it out. We hope that you guys enjoyed it. Always give us that feedback and stuff like that. Share it, Instagram, wherever you guys want. Tell your friends about it. We always appreciate the listens. Let us know if there's anything you guys want to see, anything we did different, anything we didn't cover that you want us to cover. And keep asking questions. We appreciate those. And as always, go Phils.
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully next time we have a little bit more optimism.
Winning record, please.
Thank you, guys.